Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's part 3 of my playthrough of Panzer, the game of small unit actions and combined arms operations on the Eastern Front, 1943 to 44, designed by James M. Day and published, of course, by GMT Games. We are playing Scenario 1 from the base game. And in the last video, we saw the Germans drop the ball, firing at the Soviets. Didn't hit a thing, but the heroes were these Soviet tanks, which fired upon this German platoon on the hill, and with terrible odds, immobilized the tank by hitting the tracks. The crew decided it was time to get going, so they bailed out and disappeared into the countryside, and then another shot on one of the other German Panzers caused a brew up, hence the smoke here. The one remaining tank in that hex was immediately suppressed, I'm not surprised, and it may well think it's time to get out of dodge this turn. So, it's time for turn 4, and the first thing is the spotting phase. I think everybody can see at least something except for this platoon here that's gone into the scrub. Don't think they can see those, no, or those. Because of those woods. We can get rid of this move spot marker. These two stacks can see those. These can see each other. I think just, yes, I'm going to say yes. But this one behind the hill can't see anything, or nobody can see it. That's the command tank. And these are, of course, are within spotting ranges. I think that's it. It's just these. And this top tank, if you remember, has a damaged turret. Next, we're into the command phase. Units of both sides are still within range of their command HQ tanks, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, there's a 10 hex range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That might be a problem. The tank in that hex has got to move, I think. If it moves backwards down the hill, it might be out of range. So we might have to move this tank along that hill edge there. The Soviets still have their 10 tanks, but the Germans have lost one and they're down to 10. But I don't think it changes the available commands. They're both on 10. Yep, both still have 6 commands. So 6 for the Soviets and 6 for the Germans. Now we're going to see who places their commands first. The Soviets are doing it. They're placing their commands first. Not sure what's going on with this platoon here. It could move forward, but then it will be seen by those. So have a think about that. These are definitely going to fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 7 away. That would bring them to 15. Still not brilliant, but better than the 13 that they've been using, and they've been inspired by the platoon that caused all the damage last time. So they're firing. These need to get a bit closer, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Still has them on long range at 13. So I think they might do a short halt. So move a little bit. They're on the path. As long as they stay on there, they can use their path movement. So here we go. Another short halt for them. We could move the command tank on the hill, but won't be able to see that one because it's hidden behind the lower hill. Now I think we'll keep it there. So no command. So that's the Soviets done. The Germans now. This this one up the top here. This one here, I think, is going to move down and probably round into these woods for a bit of cover, and then go into maybe Overwatch. We'll see. So, no point doing a short halt because it'll only have a movement allowance of 2. No, I think the Germans are hoping for initiative so they can at least try and move this back. So they're going for a move command. And as I always say, you will play this completely different. This one will have a go at this one. We've got to try and fight back. German honour is at stake. So a fire command for them. The command tank for the Germans will stay there. Or if this is moving back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll be out of range. I think we'll have to move that back down to here. If it moves here, these will have a go. So we'll move it there. Last thing the Germans want to do is lose their command tank. So a move for them. These two, right. Oh, I didn't do this one. Look, what are we doing? Yeah, sorry about that. Let's creep forward. So move for those. Right. I think we'll move this one and put this one on Overwatch. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll move. Try and take that VP. And this one on Overwatch. There we go. I think that's everything. We are now into the initiative. No modifiers. Let's throw the German dice first for a change. 5. Oh dear. Looks like the Soviets have got it. Ah, don't you just love dice? No, the Germans have it. This is 3. So, the Germans have it on turn 4. So let's get rolling. Just before we get going with the Germans, I've just noticed in the rules that over here we knocked one off of the Germans' cohesion points for their brew up, but it also applies to a bailout. Checking the rules here, as a formation suffers combat unit losses, check off 1 number. For combat vehicles bailed out, knocked out or brewed up, track or damaged results are not recorded. So we need another 1 off of this. They're 2 down. So what are the Germans doing? Are they going to be the first or second player? They have 1 fire command here. Yep, let's have the Germans fire first. So they're firing against these because they are the nearest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 is a 20 penetration. They could use their APCR for 23. What do you think? I think that looks like they're going to hit the front side rather than front on. And it's a rising shot. And you can see if they hit the turret front or the hull front, might have problems. Nope, I think we'll keep it there. We're at short range and just hope for the best. Yeah, we're going to use normal ammo at short range. Let's move in a bit closer. So, we have short range, 70%. The target is not moving. It's got a fire command. It's not in cover. Don't think anything else applies. So, a straight up 70%. The Germans have 2 tanks, the Soviets 3 in their stacks. So, we'll have the German top tank fire at the Soviet top tank and the German bottom tank at the middle Soviet tank. There we are. 70%, there's a good chance. So the top tank, 58, they hit. Where do they hit? So they're hitting the front side on a 9. The whole side. This asterisk here only applies if the Soviets were partially hull down. So whole side, hitting on 20 penetration. It's a rising shot. Oh dear. It's 15 armour. It whizzes straight through, and even with the variable penetration, it's penetrated. Are the Germans going to get their own back? Let's see what the damage is. It's a 6. And a 6 is knockout. They've got their own back. So let's sort that out. So this top tank now goes over on our damaged track, if you like. And the Soviets get 1 off of their cohesion points. I'll pop that one on the bottom, so we know it's there. 2 more tanks there. But the Germans haven't finished. Bottom tank. The bottom tank attacking the middle tank of the Soviets. Again, 70%. Oh, look at that. 11. It's another hit. Where is it hitting? Front side again. And that for the front side is the turret side. So once again, Germans 20 penetration. And a rising shot on the turret side is rising 14. Again, with 3 maximum that they can get. I'll just show you here on this variable AP penetration table. They're on here. See, only a 3 maximum. So once again, the Germans have fired. They've hit and penetrated the Soviet tank. What damage do they do? 7. That's another knockout. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. We don't put another knockout marker. 1 is sufficient, but we'll take this middle tank and pop it on our little display. And they receive another cohesion point loss. We'll pop that back on the remaining tank. Oh dear. They've finished that. And we'll just turn that round. No other fire commands for the Germans. They've only got an Overwatch down south of the map. It's now the Soviets' turn to fire. And they've got a couple to fire with. We've got this one on the hill and this short halt platoon here. Yep, the camera cut out again. As I was about to do the Soviets fire phase, we've got 2. We've got the short halt up here and the normal fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, unfortunately, even that 7 is medium range with a 15 penetration for both platoons. But I think this one is also firing at the front side. And it's a falling shot. So they're in with a chance. Look. Apart from that one. And these, they're firing head on, level. And yeah, they're in with a chance as well. So, let's see how they do. Don't think there are any modifiers. They're not in cover. They're not moving. No damage yet. So medium. I think a straight up 50%. We'll do that one tank. See if they can get some payback. So for this poor single tank here, 50% or less. No, 94. They've missed. So that was a waste of time. Let's move that. I think it was like that. There we go. Now we've got these at range 10. Again, 50%. Let's just have a quick check. No, no, no. 50% then. We've got 3 tanks in the Soviet platoon. So the top 2 will fire at the top tank here, and the bottom tank will fire at the bottom tank of the Germans. 50%. Top tank. Look at that, 7%. Whoa! They're hitting the front of that tank. So where are they hitting the top one? 9. That's the whole front. Penetration of 15. And on the whole front, on a level shot, it's a 14. At the moment, they have penetrated the German tank, but we're going to be using that variable AP penetration. We're on here, so 15, no more than plus or minus 3 penetration. A 9 and a 1. A 9 will be a +2, and a 1 will be a -2. So that cancels out. So the Soviets are on 15 penetration, but the German armour is only 14. Let's see what damage the Soviets do to that top tank. 5. Oh, crikey. It's only gone and knocked it out. Look. That top tank has gone. We'll move that. Pop that there. Pop that back. The middle tank has lost its shot because the tank it was firing at has just been knocked out. So the bottom tank at this tank here, 50%. 94. No, misses. We turn that round to move. I think that's all the firing done. We're now into the movement phase, and the Soviets will do that first. So let's have a quick look at the overall situation. So we're going to have the short halt platoon move along that path, and these dangerously are going to move up, and there's going to be an Overwatch here. But look at this. The Soviets have lost 2 of their cohesion points, and the Germans have lost 3. They've lost 2 tanks, but remember, we've got this bailout up there as well, which counts. Get rid of this because that's nothing happening there. This one is going to use the path movement, which would be this, but it's halved because of the short halt. So they're moving 4. So they're moving down, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have finished. This one is moving through this scrub. So a quick look on the terrain chart. Scrub, there isn't any bogging down, but it will cost 2 movement points. The Soviets have 5. So we'll just pop that there. This is going to move 2. I don't think that can be seen yet because that Overwatch is going to kick in. No. 4. And that German section there is now going to fire Overwatch. That gets one of those. It's short range, 20 penetration. So 70. They had a move command, so that's a -2. They're in light cover for the scrub. Just check that. Scrub, light cover. That's a -3. Overwatch is another -1. So that's -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're down to 42%. Yeah, let's zoom in on the action. See if I can get it there. Right. 42%. 45! Only just missed. Bottom. 92. No. I think the Germans got the wobblies there as they saw that Soviet platoon creep out of the scrub there and past the cover of those woods. So no luck there. So that was an unsuccessful Overwatch. I think all the Soviets have moved now. So the Germans are moving. These are going to go turn 1, 2. So that's cost them 1 movement point because the first turn was free. That's 1. They're on the path, so they've got 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're taking over that victory point. This is going to be at point blank range next time. So they've moved. Those right up the top who are skedaddling out of dodge. So up here on Tank Death Hill, actually I've just noticed something. The top tank is suppressed, and at the end of the last turn we turned the suppression, which was on, to its off side. I think if I remember rightly, before I started videoing, I knocked this stack over, and I've obviously put that back on the wrong side. That should be off. So that tank has got a move command, but it is suppressed. And to get back down that hill, it's either going to have to turn round or reverse. If it reverses, it will use half its movement allowance, which is normally 4, so it will be 2. But it is also suppressed, so its movement allowance is halved again. So it's only got a quarter of its movement allowance, which would be 1. But the rules say all tanks can move at least 1 hex regardless of the cost. So what we'll do is we'll reverse that tank 1 space. At least then it won't be seen by these tanks that are in this area. So I think that's what we'll do. Bit fiddly, but we'll get there. And that's on there, of course. There we go. It's just the German command tank now, which is going to move. So it stays in command range of its tank, so it's turning. And just moving. No, let's think. That's 1, 2, 3, and we'll stay there, I think. Oops. Excuse me. Just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. There we are. So, we're into the last phase now. No pivot step. We're not doing turrets. That's for infantry. So, adjust, remove, suppression step. Our Panzer IV up on the hill there has a suppression off on it. And once these turn to off, we can try and remove them. And we're using this table here. They are seasoned. Suppression recovery 0 to 60%. But if they had a command other than no command, we've got to add 20 to it. Well, they moved, so we've got to add that. This, if they were fired upon, would get an extra 10%. And to remind us, they would have had one of those put on it. But no, we've got a 0 to 60% chance of removing that suppression, but we've got a plus 20 on the die roll. Here we go. 29 plus their 20 is 49. They did it. We can remove that suppression. Which is good news for that tank. There we go. And we're now starting turn 5. But I think we'll leave it there. Looks like we're doing a turn video. But I don't think the way things are going that this playthrough will last the 15 turns. But we'll see. In the next video though, we've got this point blank tank battle occurring, augmented by these other German panzers here, so it's going to be quite crucial who gets the initiative next turn. So I'm looking forward to that. Both sides are the same distance away from their cohesion point value, so we'll see if that changes. Morale will kick in if they reach those numbers. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did and you haven't done so already, it would be great if you would consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help. Pushing the like button of the video, the thumbs up helps as well. And if you want to be informed of other content the channel uploads, then push the bell. Leave a comment. I think I'm getting to grips with these added, advanced and optional rules, and there are quite a few more that I could add. But in case I've missed something, let me know. As I say, it helps me and other players of the game. But if you're just enjoying the game, let me know that as well. Thanks as always to my subscribers, thank you very much. And just before I go, one last thing. If you wish to support the channel a little bit further, well now you can buy the channel a coffee. And all those coffees go towards maintaining the channel and allowing it to continue to upload new content. If you wish to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description, and thank you. So, will this lone tank be able to maneuver itself back into the battle? And what of course will happen here? Well, you have to wait for the next video. But until then, as always, you take care and goodbye.